Our next storyteller is Miss Kat Kelly. Come on up. Kat is unique in that she jumped in and she has been one of our top fundraising crew over the last couple years. And it's just really an honor. Thank you, Kat.
Thanks, Travis. Hey, you guys, I'm Kat Kelly. I'm so nervous to be up here, but I'm going to try my best. Okay. I'm even timing myself because I'm winging this completely. But, so I got involved in the crossing in 2021. And a little backstory of myself is I was also born with a rare and genetic illness, and I've had a lot of adversity my entire life. A lot of similar comorbidities to CF. I have a lot of similar symptoms, completely different illness though. And my neighbors, I had heard about crossing, I had heard about what people did, and I was like, I want to do that. I do crazy things. I like to surf, I like to paddleboard, but I have no clue how to get involved. And I had thought that, and my neighbor was training for it, and he had gotten, linked up with some random team, and they had lost their crew, and I first made on boats occasionally for extra money. And they had asked me 2 days beforehand, they're like, hey, can you come to the Bahamas with us for this trip? We're gonna be paddleboarding. And I didn't know exactly what the crossing for CF was about, but I said, sure, I can do that. So I got signed up, I got connected with Allie and Casey. I think maybe not Casey at the time, it was 2021, but I had gotten connected really well. And I raised a bunch of money because I thought that I was supposed to raise money. I thought that I had to raise $2,000 in a span of 48 hours, so I did. Turns out I did not have to raise money, but I did raise the money. And I got there, and what happened next was incredible. Everyone was so nice, so welcoming. I felt at home. I heard so many CF warrior stories. I met so many people with CF, and everyone was so welcoming with open arms, and I was like, this is the greatest community that I've ever met in my entire life. I think the freediving community is great. The surfing community can actually be quite mean sometimes, but but this community is amazing. And I just felt right at home. I felt like I knew everyone forever. And so I stuck to the crossing for the past 4 years. And if you know anything about 2021, you know that it was, after this last year, I don't know if we could say that anymore, but it was one of the worst, really sea weather that you could have. And I had gotten linked up with some of the best people. Like Romy was one of my teammates, and then Chris Emerson, who I've paddled with every year. And so I had Romy, her daughter, Chris, and Carrie. I had Carrie. And we had the greatest team, but we got on that boat and we got out there, and it was rough. It was very rough. And then the sun came up, and it was even worse. And this boat in front of us starts doing a mayday call. And they're like, hey, my bilge pump is breaking. I'm taking in water. I need to drop all my paddlers right now, and I'm gonna sink. And we were like, oh my God. And the captain looks at me and he's like, don't say anything to the paddlers. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. And the paddlers got rescued. Everyone was fine. The captain was a great captain. He ran his boat all the way in and made it. But that's how rough it was. It was not an easy paddle. And we eventually got on the boat and we ran back. And it was one of the roughest rides of my life, but I continued to come back. I came back every single year despite that experience. And I've had a lot of experiences out to sea. My dad fished his whole life, and he liked to go out right before a hurricane or after a hurricane. So I've experienced rough weather, but that was a bad one. And every single year I've returned, and I love this community more than anything, and I love that we are able to give advocacy for not only CF, but so many other people out there. Like everyone in this community, whether maybe you know it or not, but like you could be linked to somebody with rare or genetic or CF, and the struggle that happens throughout our lives is, you know, I can't fully explain it to people unless they like have to experience it, but I have like goosebumps and I want to cry, but this is the most welcoming and loving community, and I will never leave the crossing for CF until I literally am not able to participate anymore. So thank you guys so much, and I hope that if you haven't signed up, you sign up, volunteer, do something, because it's incredible. Thank you.